Hello, in this video I'm going to present about my placement at two companies, Jape Consul Nominees and Agent High Limited. My case is a little bit special than other students in this Master of Professional Accounting course because my placement at the first company got terminated and I had worked at Jape for 7 weeks before I transferred to Agent High. Jape Group Australia consists of three companies, which are Jape Consul Nominees, Jape Furnishing Superstore, and 40 Wings. The business owns a construction site called Jape Homemaker Village, which has various businesses renting different units. I mostly do accounting-related jobs at Jape. The tasks involve money collection, filing, processing archive documents, reception tasks, and run errands as requested. I receive files from my coworkers, then I edited the files as required. I sort leave application, payment order, and receipts. I input data to MYOB, which is a accounting system used there. I also collect money from the store and deposit it to the bank. I also do some archiving, which is all documents disposed on every Fridays. The second company, Agent High Limited, specializes in supporting overseas students to access to very best educational services in Australia at primary, secondary, and tertiary level. They also assist with visa applications to enable clients to be fully supported throughout the entire immigration process. At Agent High, my tasks involve that I give ideas for hosting events. I do consulting via call and social media and customer service tasks. Organizing events such as Lunar New Year event or Kids Day event is one of the ways to attract new customers. And actively looking for prospective clients is one of the utmost important goal for this business, so they focus a lot on marketing. When there is an upcoming marketing campaign, I usually brainstorm ideas with my manager for different types of activities in the event. I do budgeting for those events, and I also run errands like to buy the props for the events. And at the office, I send advertising emails to potential clients, which we call leads. I follow up with the current leads who have been already contacted, and I chat with these clients to give them suitable study options. I also calculate the expenses, including tuition, living fees, for each case, so the clients would have a better picture of how much it costs to study in Australia. So that's the first part about the background of company, my duties there, and my role. So let's move on to the second part where I talk about the skills that I acquired and learned during the internship. Okay, one of the regular tasks at Jape is going collect money of the Jape Furnishing Superstore and the 40 Wing store. Then I do the banking. This job needs to be done on every Monday's morning, and I would be collecting the money earned in a previous week. It is usually done by the receptionist, Robert Ho, so he knows very well about it. So on the first Monday, I only observe Robert and to have a general grasp of how the process works. Then on the next Monday, which is week 2, I did it by myself with Robert's supervision. From week 3 onwards, I took over the task and do it regularly. This task requires an understanding of different types of income like cash, EFTPOS, gift vouchers, and data entry skill. Banking is to count the money I collected from the store, and then I entry the amount of money I have just counted. onto an Excel file. Therefore, to be able to entry correctly, I must know how these accounts differentiates from each other and whether they should be added or subtracted in the sheet. I must also be able to drive a car, as I need to go to the post office and the bank to take mails and deposit the money after I update the file. Okay, so at the second company, my regular task was consulting what study program is most suitable for a client. So a deep and extensive knowledge in available courses across all the schools in Australia is the foundation of an effective sales pitches. This core skill equips me with the right answers when the customer asks a question about a particular course or a specific school they are already interested in, as well as the right solutions for them when I developing pitches about how the school is suitable for them and why they should go for that school. It's an important skill for me to develop before the sales process. The sales process even commence for the task of other employees, so they can take over the lead from me when I consult the lead. So active listening is another important skill I have learned here. Paying full attention to the client's problems, their concerns, their pain points, and ideas without interruption before thoroughly responding to it is active listening. This way, the client's problems and needs are heard and clearly understood, and as a result, I can follow up relevant questions, guide the conversation better, and identify solutions effectively and quickly. In fact, I receive a list of leads from my colleague. Then these leads are retrieved from the marketing. The leads were retrieved from the marketing team as they run a tool on social media platforms that filters out the people who are interested and need consulting and study in Australia. I contact them to get more information about their background first, listen to their needs and desire, and come up with a suitable study plan. Actually, most international students I have consulted want to live and work in Australia after graduation. So a relevant study plan coming with a migration pathway is the best to get to advertise to the customer. Okay, so that's about the skills I have learned and acquired during my internship at 2 companies. The next part, I'm going to talk about my skills graph, how it developed through 12 weeks. So, in my opinion, my biggest change after the internship would be that I have improved my social skills, self-confidence, and ability to connect with people. As an introvert myself, often it's easier for me to stay quiet than speak up. The sheer act of speaking up takes so much energy, especially when I have to verbally spar with a strong-willed personality like the boss or high-level manager. Yeah, but then during the work time, I have coached myself on how to come out of my shell when needed and socialize with people around me, even my coworkers or my clients. From a very shy person on the very first day at work, I have become, because Jay Gong is the Nominees is the first professional organization that I ever worked with since I came to Australia. So from a very shy person on the first day there, I have become more confident and sociable with people, and everybody at both company, because the staff there are very welcoming and helpful, and they're so nice. Interaction with other employees at the store, when I do money collection, besides the people in the office, such as cashier or warehouse staff, has also enriched my understanding for different types of co-workers in a workplace. Not just people who who's sitting in front of a computer, but also the way you have to talk with people work labor job. I actually kept my distance on the first weeks because I think I need to be professional and not telling jokes. But then I became more open with my colleagues. I talk about BBQ hangout and upcoming birthday parties with a cashier at 40 Wings whenever I go there to collect money and give them the money change for the next week. Yeah, therefore my satisfaction at work has become so much better. Similarly, talking with the leads, potential clients at Agent High has increased my social skill. Staying connected with other people makes me feel more belonging and make me feel more enjoyable and increase my sense of belonging to the society. I could improve my mood and overall the outlook on life thanks to engaging in creating intentional connections. If I stay at home and just study or just go to school, I won't have this opportunity to have a different perspective about life and people. Especially in this new normal. I actually have suffered several days during the placement due to COVID-19. 1 week of symptoms monitoring because I was in close contact with a positive case at JABE. 1 week of self-isolation because I was positive for the first time right after my placement at JABE got terminated. And 1 week as I got COVID the second time. Things were extremely difficult for me, and there were times I felt almost give up. However, I have conquered all the hardships and completed my placement on the 15th of June. I appreciate the support and facilitation of my mentors, managers, and staff at both companies. They were very kind and dedicated to ensure I would go away with new knowledge, skill, and at least some lesson. The reason why I got terminated from the first company is that my work ethic is not good. I usually late for work and get tired during the day, and also lie about my time of lunch break. But then I realized that even this is an internship, I need to be professional. Unpaid internship, I need to be professional and treat it as my real job. So at Agent High, given the second opportunity, I really appreciate that, and I have completed it successfully. So that is it for the third part. So the final part of this presentation, I'm going to reflect my time there with 1 or 2 examples. As an intern, good communication will help with productivity, efficiency, engagement, and growth. Growth both in the career and as a person. Well, at J. Kung Soo nominees, open communication is what I like. Whenever a person needs something, they just need to go straight to the person who could solve the problem to ask for help and support. I learned that it is important to communicate with my manager via phone, email, or SMS if I have questions or if I don't know how to work on a specific task. Due to the unstable schedule, I keep changing my working hours at JABE. In the very first week, one time I asked Pamela Jabe, which is my mentor, for a day off on Thursday, but I did not tell the HR manager, who is mostly in charge about my appearance, about my internship at Jabe. I did not tell her that I want a day off on Thursday. So when the day came, I didn't show up at work. So Jenny had sent me an email to remind me about clear communication with all the persons in charge to avoid confusion, because she was afraid that I might get lost or had accident or something. Yeah, so clear communication, it is the key. From that incident, I have learned to always keep my managers informed about my presentation and work timing. Besides, asking for help and clarification is better than pretending I have understood what I need to do. No matter what, culture influences communication. So as an international student, I learned that every company and organization has its own culture. It's very essential to observe others at both companies. So at Jabe, it's more like a family environment culture where everybody is very friendly and no power gap there. Everybody is equal. But at Asian High, there's a hierarchy environment where I have to listen and do the task as required by the higher level manager, and I not then welcome, and I cannot talk with my boss like as friendly and open like when I talk with my colleagues at Jabe. That's the difference in company culture. So I have to observe how others treat each other, so I can adapt to it. I quickly learned that whenever something is unclear to me or I don't understand, it's fine to ask for clarification. However, people are busy too. So I also found that if I can Google something, then I just do it, because they have work too. They cannot always answer my questions. And avoiding asking questions if I can find answer elsewhere is also a part of being a good communicator. During my internship at Asian High, I learned how to communicate and build relationships with the customers. When I had a chat with a client, I learned how to introduce myself, listen to their requirement and their interest and their needs, and analyze those requirements with the information about their background or their profile, and I could match it with the relevant solution. And I also can talk about benefits of study in Australia, the knowledge and the skill they would be able to obtain when they take that course, as well as I can gain a better understanding of educational solution for a specific case, and also a suitable immigration pathway for that person. Well, consulting has given me the opportunity to socialize with people from all walks of life, from high school student to a skillful worker in their 30s, and thereby I can expand my understanding of different types of people in the society and different needs. This internship overall helped me develop my communication skills, professional network, and emphasize the importance of creating connections with people, because when the clients they like you, you can build trust on them, and they would likely go to the school that you offer them to go, and you will get commission from it. That's how the relationship work. And I must have the problem-solving skill when it comes to this consultation task too, as the clients would definitely tell me their concerns and difficulties. I gotta be smart to give them the solution immediately. For instance, they could be afraid of the high rent in Darwin. Then I could ease that concern by telling them, hey, you can work up to 20 hours on your visa, and the minimum pay rate should be enough to cover the rent. So no worries about it. You can just focus on your study. And by doing that, I also have to calculate the real number and from the real specific number using real data to give them the number of the cost that they should expect to earn and to pay. And for some clients, I even have to show them the data of previous case that I have worked with to gain more trust from the customer. I used to work at a migration consultant before, so Agent Hai told me because of that working experience, so I might not need training and explanation, and that will save a lot of his time. And thanks to working at those two companies, I have learned a lot of new knowledge and lessons about life, and I am so ready for the upcoming career when I graduate, and I'm very excited for being an accountant in the future. Thank you. This is the end of the presentation.